I had an exceptional question asked to one of my previous videos in the past about American Express credit limit increases 20K to 100K by one of my lady pioneers actually commented and asked, when applying for credit limit increases on an every 6 months or so basis, how when credit card applications or credit limit increases are asking about updated income and my income has not increased in 6 months, do I continue to grow and build my credit via credit limit increases? It was a phenomenal question and it was worthy enough for me to shoot a video too. So that's what I'm going to cover in this video. Essentially, when you're applying for credit limit increases, yes, you're being assessed for your finances at that time, and they're gonna want updated credit. Take a look at your credit to make sure that what they see on there looks good, and they're also gonna want to take a look at your income, or at least have you disclose where you are with your income. So yes, they are going to be looking to see if you're progressing financially. Now, I answered this 3 different ways in that comment section. I actually replied back with 3 different responses, and I'm going to cover those really quickly. And I'm also going to give a little extra on it now that we're shooting the actual video. So when it comes to the navigation of credit limit increases and your overall financial picture and how much it needs to change in order for you to have increased approval odds for that credit limit increase, my 3 responses were: number one, ideally, you would probably have some kind of increase in your income in that window of time. I know it sounds a bit aggressive, but at the end of the day, there's a ton of opportunity for side work, gig work, and solopreneur work out there to where you can make a few extra $100 a month, in many cases reasonably for most people. So my first answer was, you do want to attempt to try to have an increase in income every time you go for a credit limit increase, if it's at about the semi-annual basis. The next thing that I said was, if you want to balance the scale and say, okay, my income has not increased in the last 6 months, the next thing that you can control on the DTI metric, debt to income metric, is pay down debt. That is the next thing that you can do to have a significant impact on improving your credit limit increase odds with American Express and any other financial institution. Pay down the debt. If you didn't increase your income, then be prudent with the money that you have made and pay down a debt that may have been there the first time you applied or the last time you applied for a credit limit increase or the card itself. Pay down some kind of debt. If your income hasn't increased, which financial institutions will understand in a 6-month window of time, pay down some debt. That was my second response. Third response was, in many cases, depending on how new that card is and how many limit increases you've had throughout the life of that card, you may not have hit your maximum exposure limit yet with the income you have. So just because your income has not increased, maybe your debt has not changed very much in a positive way, it also hasn't went any worse in a negative way, you still may have more wiggle room on your maximum exposure limit based on your current financials. So if nothing else has changed for the better or for the worse since the last time you applied for the credit limit increase, banks will tend to bird feed you limits. So just because you got that starting limit, or maybe you got 1 or 2 increases in the last year and a half, it does not mean you're done or that you're tapped out. Financial institutions are going to be gauging your financial behavior. So your maximum exposure limit may not be hit yet and you may be fine. If you want to enhance that, here's the little bit extra. If you want to enhance that, they're already going to be monitoring your use case for that card, so meaning your behavior with that card, okay? So essentially, they're going to be studying you in between those credit limit increases. Make sure you're maximizing the use of that card and increase your relationship banking connection to that institution in between credit limit increases. Put that in plain English for you. If you have the opportunity to expand another useful checking account, if you have the opportunity to expand to another savings account, activate more convenience features with them, do more banking with them in between. If you don't have more money, more income, or less debt, you can control your odds of credit limit increases with American Express by increasing your relationship banking connection to them. Find more services and products that you can use with them. Spend places they want you to spend, and use the card responsibly as possible in between usage. I assure you, 9 out of 10 times you have not hit your maximum exposure limit. And if you continue to look more and more desirable to American Express, through behaviors, through functions, again, expanding the banking relationship, using more of their products and services, spending money where they're trying to entice you to spend, they will see you worthy. Even if your major financials have not changed, they will see your behavior as worthy of giving more money to, extending more limits to. There's a lot of ways, or several ways, as you can see, to control your approval odds without having to increase your income. It is very doable. I recommend finding a way to increase your income. But if for whatever reasons you have tapped out in your lifestyle and you're doing the most you can do, control other mechanisms to make yourself more desirable to that institution. I hope this answers your question in detail. I'm going to leave. Of course, I'm going to at you because this is specifically for you and anybody else who had a similar question or finds value in this topic. To all my pioneers, welcome back. To all my new viewers, welcome in. I want you to comment down below. Let me know your experience with credit limit increases with American Express and other financial institutions. What did you have success without your income increasing? What did you do? How did that work out for you? Maybe comment down below and let me know what you might be doing to improve your financials in between credit limit increases. You can comment that down below so we can continue to build on this conversation. Other than that, I want each of you to stay focused, stay in motion. I'll see y'all soon.